Hi guys, and welcome to Premier Division Week 11. No lunchtime kickoff tomorrow, so we go straight into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, and we start with Manchester City versus Middlesbrough. Obviously, a fantastic result for Manchester City in the week, beating Barcelona. That would have given them some massive confidence, and not that they needed much confidence to begin with. As I say, Manchester City had that little bit of a blip at the beginning of October, but they're just starting to get back to their best now and in form. And I spoke about Middlesbrough this season, saying how I've been impressed with them. However, I do believe that it's going to be a little bit of an easy run for Manchester City tomorrow. Let's not disrespect Middlesbrough whatsoever. I know that we shouldn't be thinking that teams are going to be a walk in the park, and I don't think that Middlesbrough will make it easy, but I think that Manchester City will be too strong. Excuse me. So I'm going to go Manchester City 3, Middlesbrough 1. Can't think many people would disagree with that. We then have West Ham versus Stoke. I've spoken about West Ham this season. Really not been impressed with them at all. I think they're down the bottom at the moment. I think they're about 17th, 16th in the table. So not good enough. For the money that they've spent and the players that they've got and this new stadium as well, not good enough. Not good enough performances. However, I do think being at home, I do think that they can beat Stoke. I'm going to nick it for West Ham. I'm going to go West Ham 2, Stoke 1. We then have Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Fantastic point for Burnley last week at Old Trafford. Don't think anyone expected that. They defended really well, defended really hard. And also Crystal Palace had a cracking game against Liverpool. And obviously 4-2 in the end. But it was actually a cracking game. Always is when it comes to Liverpool. Bit of a different approach this week. Burnley obviously having to park the bus last week against Man U and getting a very good result out of it. Crystal Palace obviously being all open last week against Liverpool, lost 4-2. So I think Burnley will still be a bit more defensively, but not as defensively, as they're at home, and they probably fancy the chances a little bit against Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace might fancy themselves to get something as well. So I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 1. Probably turn out to be a good game, that one, actually. We then have Bournemouth versus Sunderland. Sunderland are absolutely dreadful at the moment. I think maybe just after the international break, maybe 2 more games for Moyes and he'll be on his bike. Yes, I know you can't always blame the manager, but it's the manager that always seems to get the stick, isn't it? So he is the manager. They're not performing under him. So I think he's going to be on his bike very, very, very soon. Obviously, Arsenal. You didn't expect Sunderland to do much against Arsenal last week anyway, but you can't give Arsenal that much space and that much room because they will just annihilate you, and that's exactly what Arsenal did. It was like a training session for that first 45 minutes. They did come alive a little bit in the second half for about 10, 15 minutes, but then Arsenal, obviously, their class just showed in the end and ended up winning 4-1. Bournemouth, they're not going to be as fast as Arsenal, but I do fancy Bournemouth to win tomorrow, and so I'm going to go Bournemouth 2, Sunderland 1. So I do fancy Sunderland to score in this game, but obviously, as I say, Bournemouth aren't going to be as fast as Arsenal, but I do still think that Bournemouth will be the better side in this game, no doubt about it. Then we're looking for a fantastic cracking game at 5:30, which is Chelsea versus Everton. Again, Chelsea getting back to their best now. Everton looking really strong as well. I've spoke about this season, so I'm really looking forward to this game. Whereas both teams are in form. I think Chelsea's got that out of their system now. Last couple of weeks when Arsenal, battered them 3-0 and. They were just getting stupid results left, right and centre. I think they've got that out of their system now, and they're starting to show what Chelsea can do. And I said I've been impressed with Everton this season as well. So I'm going to go for a tight one in this one. I'm going to go tight draw. I'm going to go Chelsea 1, Everton 1. I'm really looking forward to this game. I hope it doesn't disappoint. So we now move to the 12 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, which is another game that I'm looking forward to, which is the North London derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham. Obviously, Arsenal going 2-0 down against Ludogorets on Tuesday. I thought I thought to myself, oh, this would be there had to be something to knock our confidence just before we went into the North London derby. And but then we ended up winning. We turned it around. We ended up winning 3-2. And that goal from Ozil, oh my God, that is just football at its finest. I mean, that was just absolutely cracking, you know. And then we have obviously Tottenham, who lost on Wednesday night. Very, very, very poor loss as well. I'm not quite sure who they faced, but it was a poor. Someone told me it was a poor loss. You know, they should be expecting to beat that team. Yeah, derbies. You know, they're unbeaten at the moment, Spurs, aren't they, you know, in the Premier League. Arsenal looking really strong. I know people say there's no such thing about form. When you're going into a derby, everyone just races their game and anything can happen on the day. So, I can't be any fairer than I'm going to go for a draw. I think both teams are on fantastic form at the moment. So I'm going to go Arsenal 1, Tottenham 1. Really looking forward to the game. I'll be nervous, obviously, on Sunday. But these games never really disappoint. They're always lively. I'm really looking forward to it. So I've gone 1-1 for that game. We then have 2 2:15 kickoffs. We start with Hull versus Southampton. Again, yeah, Hull, they've gone completely down the pan, haven't they? Well, let's be fair. they're around where you'd expect a team that's just come up into the Premier League from the Championship in that position. They're around 17th, 16th themselves, you know, so same as West Ham. Against Southampton, yeah, didn't exactly find their scoring boots last week, but I'd expect them to win this one, even though it's away from home. I'm going to go Hull 1, Southampton 2. And then the second 2:15 kick-off, which is Liverpool versus Watford. Obviously, I've spoken about Liverpool this season. You know, they're in absolutely fantastic form. You know, they really look like they're going to take some stopping at the moment. And, yeah, as I say, you know, winning 4-2 last week was a really good game. And Liverpool, as I said, you've got to start considering them as title contenders, you know, because they haven't dropped many points themselves. You know, we talk about Tottenham and Arsenal and that, you know, Chelsea, Liverpool are in fantastic form themselves. So, yeah, I know I say Watford defend quite well, but I expect Liverpool to find this one quite comfortably, being at Anfield. I'm going to go Liverpool 2, Watford 0. We then have the 3 o'clock kickoff, which is Swansea versus Manchester United. Obviously, Manchester United losing 2-1 yesterday and drawing 0-0 to Burnley last week. There's just seems to be something wrong at Manchester United at the moment. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe the confidence is a bit low. Maybe Jose's not getting his tactics right. Not sure what's going on at the moment. But again, I do expect them to beat Swansea. Yes, being where Swansea are on the table and the class that Manchester United's got, it won't be easy for Manchester United, make no mistake about it. But I am going to go Swansea 1, Manchester United 2. And then to wrap up the weekend, we have Leicester versus West Brom, bit of a derby. We spoke about Leicester. In fact, funny enough, I said they're not going to win the Champions League. I still don't think they will. But they're doing actually better in the Champions League than they are in the Premier League, actually. But I fancy this one to be a draw, you know. It's a derby. They've just come off Champions League football as well. So I'm going to go Leicester 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. So that has been my predictions for this week, guys. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time as it's another international break. So I'll see you in 2 weeks' time for those predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.